Hey, it's Rob Rush, and as you can see, I am joined by one of the legends of Saturday Night Live. I think he was on for 8 years, and of course, best known characters Mango, Mr. Peepers, one of the Butabi brothers, for Night at the Roxbury, which was made into a movie. And you're going to see Chris Kattan not too far from here, Stamford, Connecticut, this Friday and Saturday at New York Comedy Club. How you doing, my man? Nice to see
I'm
you.
doing great. Good to see you, Rob. How have you been?
I've been doing good. We spoke, I think you were playing, I think it might have been the same place a couple of years ago when we spoke over the phone.
Yeah,
And now you're back here again. So what's been going on in the past couple of years? I believe you got engaged. Is that true last year?
that is true. I got engaged. I got engaged.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, to
You're
a wonderful
welcome.
woman, and very happy and excited I found this woman. And yeah, I proposed to her during a concert, a Wilco rock concert. I don't know if you know
Okay.
Wilco.
Yeah, sure.
Um, yeah, they're an amazing band, and they're out of Chicago. And we went to go see them, and I got a hold of the luckily I got a hold of the manager, and the manager asked the band if it was okay for me to propose during the concert. So they sent me the set list, and there's a song called um I always want to be it's called oh, now I'm forgetting the name of the song, how sad.
Well,
I'm the man that loves you. It's called I'm the man that loves you. And so when that song, right before he started playing that song, he announced that I'm in the audience, and I went down to the front of the stage and got on my knee and proposed to her, and she said yes, and then he started playing I'm the man that loves you.
so I mean,
So
you've
there
done
you
like
go.
so many roles which are scripted. You go up on stage. This is not scripted. Was this like the most nerve-wracking you've been on stage at all?
It was pretty nerve-wracking
Yeah.
because, well, it was nerve-wracking in the sense of just proposing. That's one thing to be nervous about. And then there's also doing it in front of an audience, during a concert. It was a little nerve-wracking too, because I really wanted that to go well. Yet I was,
Especially
you know,
you. Yeah.
and a favor of all favors, so it worked out beautifully. So I'm very blessed and grateful for it to have worked out the way it did.
Yeah. And I read somewhere too that you guys are collaborating on a script too, if I read that correctly.
We are. She's a terrific writer, so we're writing a script together. We wrote two actually, and they're great, and they're being shopped around, and
Good.
so we'll see what happens. Yeah,
Best of luck with that. And
thank
let's
you.
talk about, you're welcome. Let's talk about your comedy show. So you're coming for a couple of nights in Stanford, Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday. And as a comedian, does this political season help out a lot? I mean, I don't really do politics, but I don't know. Do you like incorporate, like, is it make it interesting, to see all these people talking about politics? Do you incorporate that in your act, or what can people see from Chris Kattan at
Well,
Stanford?
politics themselves are always interesting, but I do steer clear of political humor usually. I don't really. It's not that I like don't want to get involved. I just find it to be ever changing
Yeah.
and not fascinating, really, and especially with what's going on. I mean, a lot of the nation is, feels split. So it's
Mhm.
who knows how the audience would be. I mean, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to need to take my chances in front of a live audience. So I just stick to self-deprecating, all American humor.
Self-deprecating all-American humor. And what's the best part about going out and performing in front of people? I mean, most people won't know you from your television and movie roles. So when they get to see you, do they think you're going to come out and start shaking your head, or what do they think that you're going to do?
I do come out and shake my head, and I get that over with. I say, let me
Oh, all
get this
right.
out of the way, and I do it, and I say, okay, that's it. Good night, everybody. But yeah, yeah, I do that. What they can expect is a lot of I do love the best part, I would say, is working with the crowd. I love working with the crowd mostly. So I like to keep my set loose so that for anything to happen with the audience, and I like to interact with the audience a lot.
Mhm.
In fact, I have them come on stage sometimes. I like to reenact the scene from Indiana Jones and some other. We'll see what happens. I'll leave it as a
Yeah,
surprise.
you don't want to give too much
Yeah, we
away.
don't want to give too much away, but I like to reenact the scene with some audience members, and it's pretty funny. It works pretty
So we could
well.
just say that if somebody's going to be going Friday or Saturday, there's a good chance that they could share the stage with Chris Kattan.
It's very possible. Yes, most
It's
likely.
very possible. And you can get tickets. They are available. Again, it's going to be at the New York Comedy Club, which is in Stamford, Connecticut. And the shows are going to be both on Friday and Saturday night. And, Chris has been a part of everybody's life for a long, long time. Let's go back. I want to go back to music for a second because you were talking about Wilco, and being this is a radio station and you are a child of the late 70s, early 80s. What kind of music do you listen to? Like, what is your go-to kind of music?
I well, I'm a sucker for you too. I mean, I've loved. I just saw their you know their um their Sphere show in Vegas and was blown away. But
Hmm.
I do love you too. I know they've been claimed to be overplayed and very commercial, but I'm a sucker for them. I love other bands though, more alternative. I like older bands, like Radiohead and Beck. I like there's a lot of great bands I like, but I also love classic stuff from the 50s and 60s, like doo-wop, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
I love Sam Cooke and Otis Redding and Bobby Darin and Sinatra, and so it goes. So it's a wide array of different types of music I like.
Yeah, one of the stations that I work on is I guess you can call it an oldie station. And Frankie Valli is going to be coming to Westbury Music Fair, and he's 90, and he's going to be there next month, which is kind of amazing.
Wow, he's
Yeah,
90. That is so cool.
and he's still out there doing it at 90 years old, and
Yeah,
that's
isn't that amazing? Is
it
his
is.
voice still that high? Is falsetto? Is he still hitting that high
I
falsetto?
don't know. I mean, he has singers in the back of him, but I mean, I'm sure he's doing some stuff, But just to see him at
Yeah,
90, is amazing. So yeah, that kind of music, transcends time
yeah, that's incredible.
and everything. But I just want to get it back for a second. Chris is going to be coming to our area, Stamford, Connecticut, not too far from here on Long Island, and
Right.
tickets are available at NewYorkComedyClub.com. Do you have any cool memories of being here on Long Island?
I shot a movie there for a guy named Fred Wolf. He's a great guy. He was a writer on SNL and he directs films. And I don't. I remember. I remember driving through Long Island one time. I did spend a weekend there. That's not true. I did spend a weekend there with a friend, and
Mhm.
I remember there being a guy on the. There was a DJ on this radio station. Is a reggae station, and during each song, he would interrupt. He was one of those DJs that spoke during the song was
Oh
playing,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
like throughout the whole thing. He was like, he just started to go, "Here's no woman, no cry," and then he started playing the song. And goes, "Ah, ha, 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 yes,
Mhm.
radio station," and he kept saying it all this. He kept saying it over and over. It's so funny. During each song, we're like, okay, he's gonna play another song, and he starts another song. Ah, here's a great one, and it starts playing. And once it starts kicking in, he goes, ah, yes, I love it.
It's nice to know that
Music.
you'll remember Long Island, not for its pizza or bagels, but for a DJ that kept on talking over a
No, he
song.
got no. Of course, that's a given. The pizza and the bagels, but this radio station in particular it was on Long Island, so I just remember that. It's one of
That's
the
very funny.
more obscure memories. Yeah.
During your time on SNL, I mean, you did so many impressions, and I don't know if that's something that you incorporate into your show when you're live, but I mean, you were probably one of the first people that I remember seeing do a really good. You did Al Pacino, you did David Lee Roth. You probably I know everybody does their Robert Downey Jr. now, but I think you were also one of the first people to do a Robert Downey Jr. impression as well.
I couldn't really do him well. I didn't. It was just kind of like, well, let me just talk to you about it. well, look, maybe I just basically got the isms down a little bit, like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe if you should talk, maybe we should go in this corner and maybe talk about it over here. A little
But to
bit
do
of
that for
a
Saturday Night
spatial.
Live, like if you were doing like Pacino, like did you have to watch a lot of the movies or would you just watch a couple of scenes? Because back then, I mean, YouTube was in its infancy, even in the, well, not even in the 90s. So would you have to watch like a lot of reel and tape and see what was going on, or did you just kind of wing it?
No, I wasn't really studying him per se, but I did. I did. It was more of the son of a woman Pacino. There were different Pacinos. There was the Godfather Pacino. There was the Scarface Pacino.
Yeah.
There was the Pacino. There was different Pacinos at different times. But when he did the son of a woman, that's when he started the ha, and that started happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whoa.
yeah, boom. What? Wait a second. Wait a this. Ha. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my Pacino.
Yeah. What was the favorite one that you had done out of all of them? Can you pick one?
I did a Harrison Ford impression,
Oh, really?
a little bit. Yeah, I did. When I met him for the first time, I said, "Harrison Ford, it's such an honor to meet you," and he went, "Settle, calm down." Very
That's
subtle. He
that's
was
very
so
subtle.
cool. Yeah, very,
Who's
very
the
cool.
who's the biggest, I mean, out of everybody that you've met, like, that really left you starstruck out of everybody you met?
That I've ever met.
Can you like name one or like a person that just comes
Geez.
to your mind?
Prince. Prince was pretty cool. That was
Oh,
pretty
wow.
cool to meet him. David Bowie. Yeah, when I met Prince, I said he was very shy and petite and he was off in a corner at this party. And I went up to him and I just had to meet him. I had to introduce myself. So I said, Prince, it's an honor to meet you. My name is Chris Kattan. Uh, and uh, I remember him saying something to the effect of something like that.
It
It
was
was very
verbatim.
touching. Yeah,
It's Rob Rush and my buddy Chris
yeah,
Kattan here. He's going to be over in Stamford, Connecticut, New York Comedy Club. And let me just make sure I get this right. The website, if you want to get tickets, because again, you could be on stage with Chris should you go see him. NewYorkComedyClub.com. And he will be doing stand up both Friday and Saturday nights, 2 shows each night, 7 and 9:30. Again, NewYorkComedyClub.com. And it was great to have you on and hang out with you. And best of luck
yeah.
with
Great to have
in
you.
your.
And definitely, those who are coming to the show, you should. It's a good idea. Coming to the show. I'm in a good mood. It's going to be a great show. So definitely come this weekend. You got whatever else you're going to do. I don't know if you're going to go see Fall Guy or what. I don't know.
Yeah.
You should go to the movie. Come see me instead. You'll be glad you did.
See Chris and stream a movie at home on Sunday. How about that? That sounds
Yeah,
good.
that's right. You just stream Fall Guy anyway by
Yeah.
now.
Most of these movies that come out now, they're in theaters for a month and then you stream them 5 weeks after. So,
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty quick. The turnaround
but
is pretty quick.
this is a chance to see Chris live in person. So make sure you get tickets, NewYorkComedyClub.com, and it's
Yeah.
going to be there in Stamford, Connecticut.